Just want to kick legend today. I'm going to show you some games to help you with your kind of clinch range handwork. So I'm here with Crew Raja, Raja Academy of Martial Arts, and since this is about athleticizing your art and putting art into your striking, this is one way to athleticize these ideas by making little games and drills out of it.
Yes,
so why don't
absolutely.
you talk about that handwork?
So one of them is just straight out of the form. Okay, if I'm here, we call this chun style, circular motion here, but it's no different than a waslick and kali or just a circular motion. So the person mimics giving me the clinch. I'm going to take my hands from the outside, circular motion, and then I do it, try to come to him, he does it to me. And then I do it to him, he does it to me. I could do it to him and I could go low. His hands will go lower on the inside. He could circle back to come on top of the position. And so we can go back and forth low. And now you're working against a low position here. I know we're talking about clinch, but you can also translate this into some sort of a wrestling drill like they do in jiu-jitsu, like pummeling. You can also go for like a crossbody or a body shot. You can also go ahead and use this as a drill too. But it's just a sensitivity drill, circular motion here. No different than wrestling.
Yeah, a lot of times people do hand grabbing drills, right? Or they'll pummel deep. Right? It doesn't have to be that, and it doesn't have to be Chisao,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
The problem with Chisao is it's hard to teach on some level.
Absolutely. It's not at a high level usually.
So how do we play a game that just gets people engaged, right? Well, we just make contact, right? I just try to go for it, we do the various things, and but we can make it a little less wrestling-y and a little more martial arty, for lack of a better term.
Absolutely.
By doing it in this range, and then we can even throw in like whatever this is called.
So one of the other drills that we do to prevent the person to hit us is a paksao and a satsao against a punch or anyone just trying to grab me. So he's going to grab me, I'm going to slap and I'm going to hit. He's going to take that hand out of the way and he's just trying to go for the other hand, slap and I hit. And so now we develop this game. And the cool thing about this is while I'm doing this game, if I want to change it now, I'm grabbing him. He's going to slap on the inside. He's coming to me. I can go back and I could be the one grabbing him, so you could throw this drill back and forth. Absolutely.
Yeah, and so this is a really fun game, right? You notice that just looks like double pak wanjun.
Yes, sir, absolutely. That's actually it's called paksao wanjun.
But then we flow into other things that you might remember from Wing Chun or from JKD or from Kali. You notice the original version of that drill, right?
Yeah.
The original version of that drill, when you did that, you remember Gunting?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right? You can put it all in, and then
there.
you're just playing jazz, right? And then you could do kind of like try to drop the weight or whatever, right? So do you mind if we just play around a little bit?
Yeah.
So this way I'll be educated in how this works, right? And every now and again, I can give it to him. Like if he goes for the clinch, right, and he feels it and he gets in, now I'll use something like we taught on the last episode, right?
Absolutely.
And then we'll go back to just playing this kind of pummeling in the game, right? He's trying to work with my limited experience and talent here. Well,
he's elevating my striking.
Right? Sometimes it's almost like by mutual consent, right? We're like, let's go to the clinch, right? And then so the focus here is in this intermediate range, right?
Absolutely.
We're not focusing on trying to land the strike. We're not focusing on changing it up. It's just kind of the same game as I always show, like Hubat or whatever, but just changing the focus a little bit to be sport specific.
Absolutely, yeah.
And remember, Joey Combat's words of wisdom, do not tell them it's Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Tell them it's the secret technique you learned in Chiang Mai.
Yes, there you go.
That's how you get them to do it.
Absolutely.
So make sure to check out Sifu Raja down in Greenville, South Carolina if you have a chance. In the meantime, this is Roy, Kick Legend. Keep your chin down, elevate your striking. Yeah.